back in here, one more reaction video, ladies and gentlemen. Now, today we got an audiobook coming to the channel by Neville Goddard, Your Faith is Your Fortune. I've read it 2 or 3 times now, and I wanted to bring this to the masses so y'all can leave y'all comments, and we can all grow and learn together. As Tupac said, even the genius asks questions. And the way Neville explains Christmas and Easter is a way I never, ever, ever heard it explained in my life. And I wanted to share that with the masses, and y'all can let me know if y'all agree or disagree or all that. If this is your first time to the channel, get on in here. As I love to say, we are simply spirits encased in human flesh. That's all I promise. Trying to figure out this thing called life, not nearly as divided nor as demonic as the mainstream media tries to make it seem every single day. So if you dig what you hear from Neville Goddard and myself, share far and wide.
Chapter 11, Christmas. Behold, a virgin shall be with child, and shall bring forth a son, and they shall call his name Emmanuel, which being interpreted is God with us. Matt 1:23. One of the most controversial statements in the New Testament concerns the virgin conception and subsequent birth of Jesus, a conception in which man had no part. It is recorded that a virgin conceived a son without the aid of man, then secretly and without effort gave birth to her conception. This is the foundation upon which all Christendom rests. The Christian world is asked to believe this story, for man must believe the unbelievable to fully express the greatness that he is. Scientifically, man might be inclined to discard the whole Bible as untrue because his reason will not permit him to believe that the virgin birth is physiologically possible, but the Bible is a message of the soul and must be interpreted psychologically if man is to discover its true symbology. Man must see this story as a psychological drama rather than a statement of physical fact. In so doing he will discover the Bible to be based on a law which if self-applied will result in a manifested expression transcending his wildest dreams of accomplishment. To apply this law of self-expression, man must be schooled in the belief and discipline to stand upon the platform that all things are possible to God.
So what I'm grabbing from this so far is the Bible is not really different than the laws of the universe. And as you so shall you reap and all that. Y'all can let me know what y'all, I know because it's all different, right? Like you got people who like, I don't believe in God. They just go by the laws of the universe. And you got people who just follow what the Stoics say. And then you got the Muslims and the Christians. And I'm just trying to learn. I don't know everything about anything. And the more I learn, the more I learn. I have a lot to learn. So I humbly come to the world as a student. They say the world will become your library when you figure out what you're trying to do. And I'm just trying to grow and evolve in this thing called life. The whole point of living is to evolve. And no man is your friend, no man is your enemy, but everyone can be your teacher if you allow them to be. So I'm allowing y'all that happen to consume my content to be my teacher. Let me know what you think about what Neville has said so far. And we about to get back into the video. I love you all.
The outstanding dramatic dates of the New Testament, namely, the birth, death and resurrection of Jesus, were timed and dated to coincide with certain astronomical phenomena. The mystics who recorded this story noticed that at certain seasons of the year beneficial changes on Earth coincided with astronomical changes above. In writing this psychological drama they have personified the story of the soul as the biography of man. Using these cosmic changes, they have marked the birth and resurrection of Jesus to convey that the same beneficial changes take place psychologically in the consciousness of man as he follows the law. Even to those who fail to understand it, the story of Christmas is one of the most beautiful stories ever told. When unfolded in the light of its mystic symbology, it is revealed as the true birth of every manifestation in the world. This virgin birth is recorded as having taken place on December 25th or, as certain secret societies celebrate it, on Christmas Eve, at midnight of December 24th. Mystics established this date to mark the birth of Jesus because it was in keeping with the great earthly benefits this astronomical change signifies. The astronomical observations which prompted the authors of this drama to use these dates were all made in the northern hemisphere, so, from an astronomical point of view the reverse would be true if seen from the southern latitudes. However, this story was recorded in the north and therefore was based on northern observation. Man very early discovered that the sun played a most important part in his life, that without the sun physical life as he knew it could not be. So these most important dates in the story of the life of Jesus are based upon the position of the sun as seen from the earth in the northern latitudes. After the sun reaches its highest point in the heavens in June, it gradually falls southward, taking with it the life of the plant world so that by December almost all of nature has been stilled.
True.
Should the sun continue to fall southward, all nature would be stilled unto death. However, on December 25th, the sun begins its great move northward, bringing with it the promise of salvation and life anew for the world.
True.
Each day, as the sun rises higher in the heavens, man gains confidence in being saved from death by cold and starvation, for he knows that as it moves northward and crosses the equator all nature will rise again, will be resurrected from its long winter sleep. Our day is measured from midnight to midnight, and, since the visible day begins in the east and ends in the west, the ancients said the day was born of that constellation which occupied the eastern horizon at midnight. On Christmas Eve, or midnight of December 24th, the constellation Virgo is rising on the eastern horizon. So it is recorded that this Son and Savior of the world was born of a virgin. It is also recorded that this Virgin Mother was traveling through the night, that she stopped at an inn and was given the only available room among the animals, and there in a manger, where the animals fed, the shepherds found the Holy Child. The animals with whom the Holy Virgin was lodged are the holy animals of the zodiac. There in that constantly moving circle of astronomical animals stands the Holy Mother, Virgo, and there you will see her every midnight of December 24th, standing on the eastern horizon as the Son and Savior of the world starts his journey northward. Psychologically, this birth takes place in man on that day when man discovers his consciousness to be the Son and Savior of his world. When man knows the significance of this mystical statement, I am the light of the world, he will realize that his I am, or consciousness, is the sun of his life, which sun radiates images upon the screen of space. These images are in the likeness of that which he, as man, is conscious of being. Thus, qualities and attributes which appear to move upon the screen of his world are really projections of this light from within himself. The numberless unrealized hopes and ambitions of man are the seeds which are buried within the consciousness or virgin womb of man. There they remain like the seeds of earth, held in the frozen waste of winter, waiting for the sun to move northward or for man to return to the knowledge of who he is. In returning he moves northward through recognition of his true self by claiming, I am the light of the world. When man discovers his consciousness or I am to be God, the Savior of his world, he will be as the sun in its northern passage. All hidden urges and ambitions will then be warmed and stimulated into birth by this knowledge of his true self. He will claim that he is that which heretofore he hoped to be. Without the aid of any man, he will define himself as that which he desires to express. He will discover that his I am is the Virgin conceiving without the aid of man, that all conceptions of himself, when felt, and fixed in consciousness, will be embodied easily as living realities in his world. Man will one day.
Ain't this crazy to hear? Regardless if you agree or disagree, you can let me know in the comments below. It's super thought provoking. I was a kid at Vacation Bible School that was taught, God is some magical man up in the sky looking down on you. You get called you crazy for having an imaginary best friend, quote unquote. And I think we all understand we have a conscience. We all got a voice inside our head that we communicate with. And I can't remember who said the quote that said, we don't need plantations no more because if you own their body, you don't need to physically control their mind. It's actually in The Miseducation of the Negro by Carter G. Woodson. And I think we can all agree that everything alters your state of consciousness. Weed, pills, alcohol, food, movies. You hear a song at the club, it gets you hype. You can hear a sad song to make you cry. You can hear an R&B song to make you fall in love. So we understand everything is a war for our consciousness. And as a man thinketh, James Allen said, if you would guard your body, guard your mind. And it seems like what Neville was saying in reality life, God, heaven, hell is all within us. It's within our consciousness. In Proverbs 23:7, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So once again, man, y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think about this book. And we ain't even got into chapter 12 where he talking about Easter, but we on our way there, man. Thanks for consuming my art, and I look forward to you putting the art out to this world as well.
They realized that this whole drama takes place in his consciousness, that his unconditioned consciousness or I am is the Virgin Mary desiring to express, that through this law of self-expression he defines himself as that which he desires to express, and that without the help or cooperation of anyone he will express that which he has consciously claimed and defined himself as being. He will then understand why Christmas is fixed on December 25th, why Easter is a movable date, why upon the virgin conception the whole of Christendom rests, that his consciousness is the virgin womb or bride of the Lord receiving impressions as self-impregnations and then without assistance embodying these impressions as the expressions of his life. Chapter 12, Crucifixion and Resurrection.
So you see, he said why Easter is a movable date, and I didn't know that before I had listened to this book. So I looked it up. Like, is Easter really a movable date? And it is. Daylight savings time just happened around here, and everything that I read that you can Google as well. Why is Easter a movable date? Is everything Neville's about to say, and once again, man, I'm confused because what Neville is saying doesn't match anything I've ever been taught about God or Christianity or spirituality or nothing. That's why I say read for yourself, think for yourself. You can take in the propaganda of the world, or you can go to YouTube channel like Free Books Tube and just learn and enlighten yourself. Because as Frederick Douglass said, knowledge makes a man unfit to be a slave. And once you learn to read, you will forever be free.
I am the resurrection and the life. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. John 11 verse 25. The mystery of the crucifixion and the resurrection is so interwoven that to be fully understood the two must be explained together, for one determines the other. This mystery is symbolized on earth in the rituals of Good Friday and Easter. You have observed that the anniversary of this cosmic event, announced every year by the Church, is not a fixed date as are other anniversaries marking births and deaths, but that this date changes from year to year, falling anywhere from the 22nd day of March to the 25th day of April. The day of resurrection is determined in this manner. The first Sunday after the full moon in Aries is celebrated as Easter. Aries begins on the 21st day of March and ends approximately on the 19th day of April. The sun's entry into Aries marks the beginning of spring. The moon in its monthly transit around the earth will form sometime between March 21st and April 25th in opposition to the sun, which opposition is called a full moon. The first Sunday after this phenomenon of the heavens occurs is celebrated as Easter. The Friday preceding this day is observed as Good Friday.
True.
This movable date should tell the observant one to look for some interpretation other than the one commonly accepted. These days do not mark the anniversaries of the death and resurrection of an individual who lived on earth. Seen from the earth, the sun in its northern passage appears at the spring season of the year to cross the imaginary line man calls the equator. So, it is said by the mystic to be crossified or crucified that man might live. It is significant that soon after this event takes place all nature begins to arise or resurrect itself from its long winter's sleep. Therefore, it may be concluded that this disturbance of nature, at this season of the year, is due directly to this crossing. Thus, it is believed that the sun must shed its blood on the Passover. If these days marked the death and resurrection of a man, they would be fixed so that they would fall on the same date every year as all other historical events are fixed, but obviously this is not the case.
Man, look.
These dates were not intended to mark the anniversaries of the death and resurrection of Jesus, the man. The scriptures are psychological dramas and will reveal their meaning only as they are interpreted psychologically. These dates are adjusted to coincide with the cosmic change which occurs at this time of the year, marking the death of the old year and the beginning or resurrecting of the new year or spring.
You ever heard that before?
These dates do symbolize the death and resurrection of the Lord, but this Lord is not a man, it is your awareness of being. It is recorded that he gave his life that you might live. I am come that you might have life and that you might have it more abundantly. Consciousness slays itself by detaching itself from that which it is conscious of being so that it may live to that which it desires to be. Spring is the time of year when the millions of seeds, which all winter lay buried in the ground, suddenly spring into visibility that man might live, and, because the mystical drama of the crucifixion and resurrection is in the nature of this yearly change, it is celebrated at this spring season of the year, but, actually, it is taking place every moment of time. The being who is crucified is your awareness of being. The cross is your conception of yourself. The resurrection is the lifting into visibility of this conception of yourself. Far from being a day of mourning, Good Friday should be a day of rejoicing, for there can be no resurrection or expression unless there is first a crucifixion or impression. The thing to be resurrected in your case is that which you desire to be. To do this you must feel yourself to be the thing desired. You must feel, I am the resurrection and the life of the desire. I am, your awareness of being, is the power resurrecting and making alive that which in your awareness you desire to be. Two shall agree on touching anything and I shall establish it on earth. The two agreeing are you, your awareness, the consciousness desiring, and the thing desired. When this agreement is attained, the crucifixion is completed, two have crossed or crucified each other. I am and that, consciousness and that which you are conscious of being, have joined and are one. I am now nailed or fixed in the belief that I am this fusion. Jesus or I am is nailed upon the cross of that. The nail that binds you upon the cross is the nail of feeling. The mystical union is now consummated, and the result will be the birth of a child or the resurrection of a son bearing witness of his Father. Consciousness is united to that which it is conscious of being. The world of expression is the child confirming this union. The day you cease to be conscious of being that which you are now conscious of being, that day your child or expression shall die and return to the bosom of his Father, the faceless, formless awareness. All expressions are the results of such mystical unions. So the priests are correct when they say that true marriages are made in heaven and can only be dissolved in heaven. But let me clarify this statement by telling you that heaven is not a locality, it is a state of consciousness. The kingdom of heaven is within you.
Matthew 6:33.
In heaven, consciousness, God is touched by that which he is aware of being. Who has touched me? For I perceive virtue has gone out of me. The moment this touching, feeling, takes place, there is an offspring or going out of me into visibility taking place. The day man feels, I am free, I am wealthy, I am strong, God, I am, is touched or crucified by these qualities or virtues. The results of such touching or crucifying will be seen in the birth or resurrection of the qualities felt, for man must have visible confirmation of all that he is conscious of being. Now you will know why man or manifestation is always made in the image of God. Your awareness images and outpictures all that you are aware of being. I am the Lord and besides me there is no God. I am the resurrection and the life. You shall become fixed in the belief that you are that which you desire to be. Before you have any visible proof that you are, you will, from the deep conviction which you have felt fixed within you, know that you are, and so without waiting for the confirmation of your senses you will cry, it is finished. Then with a faith born of the knowledge of this changeless law you will be as one dead and entombed, you will be still and unmoved in your conviction and confident that you will resurrect the qualities that you have fixed and are feeling within you. Chapter 13.
Yo. Now, that's a lot to take in. I've listened to this book probably 3-4 times, and I'm still trying to like grab some of the concepts. And I know a lot of people are gonna hear this and totally disagree with it and say that's blasphemy and he don't know what he's talking about, and that's cool. And there's other people who gonna hear that and it's gonna spark their brain a little bit. But like I say, man, I've always had this thought process that you're born into a world that tells you who you are before you get to figure out who you are. See, consciousness isn't a thing as a child, you know. In the beginning was the word. So you listen to your mama's voice. And then if you go to daycare, you're influenced by daycare. And if you go to school, you're influenced by your peers. You get into music and movie and TV and social media. And so all you are ever doing in your life is taking in information and then expressing that back out of the things that you like and don't like and so on. But you never take time to figure out who you are. No one likes solitude. We always need music in the background or the TV on or have a friend to talk to. Most people just don't want to sit by themselves. And so when I hear Matthew 6:33, seek the kingdom first, it means figure out who you are. What do you really want? Replacing negative habits with positive habits. Faith without work is dead. And anything the mind can conceive and believe it can achieve. We've heard that from Napoleon Hill, Marcus Aureli, Wallace D. Wattles, Bob Proctor, Neville Goddard, and it all ties into it. Your consciousness is everything. And then what makes it a little more believable is the content that's given to you by Hollywood. There's the algorithm on the social media apps. It makes a concept like what Neville was saying sound realistic. That you never realized that you were greatness, that you were God, that you were spirit encased in human flesh, that you can do anything. But if you don't value yourself and you don't value human life, then what does it matter? And it's a lot of books out there that's put the Bible in a different light of understanding. Check out all of Neville's books. He references a lot of Bible verses. Dr. Joseph Murphy does the same thing. Ralph Waldo Emerson, I believe, has a few in there. But George Washington Carver, referenced the Bible a lot. Carter G. Woodson referenced the Bible a lot as well. So, man, just learn and read and think for yourself, because the world's a stage, as Shakespeare said. You don't know what distraction is a distraction until it's completed its job distracting you. And there's a war going on for your attention, which paying attention is buying reality. So what type of reality do you want? Because as we just got in this book, man, your conscience is extremely powerful. So watch the video. Hey, leave a comment for me. Share this with somebody. This is something that really promotes some thought-provoking conversation. And the wildest part about the internet is that we all connected like hella around the world. And we be having some of the most low vibrational conversations. Will Smith is getting cheated on by Jada Pinkett. I don't give a damn, Puff Daddy's house is getting raided. That's that nigga problem. You know what I mean? Like, we can't spend so much time paying attention to celebrities that we don't focus on ourselves and who we are and who we truly can become. Because once again, that's what this book is referencing. That we spend a lot of time looking outwardly, but we don't go inside inwardly and water ourselves. And you can't pour from an empty cup. So drink water, take vitamins, stretch, meditate, do yoga, read the Bible, journal, whatever makes you feel good, because you are a part of nature. And understand that your art will outlive you. The same way we just got this little lesson from Neville that we about to break down piece by piece by piece. You got that same power. You got that same potential. You are connected to infinite intelligence. Wherever you are in this world, you watch the video today, 10 years, whatever, dog. You control your thoughts. You control your reality. So don't listen to this world that wants you not believing in yourself. It's people taking their own life left and right, getting hooked on pills, drinking too much, eating too much. Do not let go of yourself. Don't let this world break you, man. It is a battle for your mind. And you got to be the strongest soldier. You got to be the strongest man in the gym. When everybody benching 185, you got to walk in and put up 315 and say, watch this shit. Man, woman, grandma, grandpa, auntie, uncle, whoever comes across this content in this world, if you would protect your body, guard your mind, You know the greatness that's inside of you. Ignore all the negativity of the world. And that's whether you got $1 in your bank or $100 million. Because money's just an illusion. It's just digits on a screen. But your spirit, that's really inside you. Your heart, the person you are, your character, your morals, your values. That's what's golden, dog. That's what matters. The best things in life are free. Don't ever let nobody convince you that that's not true. I love you all. Have a super, super, super mega awesome day whenever you watch this video. Never be too proud to pray. Be happy, smile, because blessings, they always on the way, baby. We go. Peace.